everyone, Lisa here from Forest City Stitching. I hope everyone had a good week. This is going to be a relatively short video as I only have a couple projects to show you. With that being said, when I was gathering my stuff up, because of that, I decided to quickly finish some ornaments so I would have some more content for you guys. The reason I only had two items to show is I worked really hard to get our collaboration piece finished for the Screaming Beavers SDH group, and have that shipped off, have that mailed off to the person that's going to put it all together. So once the final project is done, then I'll put up a picture of my specific contribution. But it was that toque that I was working on, so that is finished and sent off in lots of time, so that's good. Yeah, so as far as this week goes, nothing too exciting. My parents had to cancel their visit again this week. Last week they canceled because my son was sick, but this week they canceled because of all the snow that they are getting. So you've likely heard New York and Buffalo got a lot of snow. My parents live in Owensound, which is about 2.5 kilometers away from here. 2.5 kilometers. 2.5 hours away from here. And they also got a lot of that snow. Yeah, so they sent me pictures, and their little dog, Barney, that is miniature Australian Shepherd, and he, can't really see him very well in the snow. And they've had to make him paths in the backyard. So, yeah, they have a lot of snow there. We have no snow here at all. So my son was having a hard time understanding why Nan and Papa couldn't come to visit when literally if you look at the window, it looks like it's summertime because you can see the grass. But yeah, they have a very large amount of snow. Yeah, so that, I guess also last week my son ended up being sick until he went back to school on Thursday. So it did turn into a little bit of a longer absence. He's not usually sick for that long, so, but he is feeling better now. I don't know if the States is also having this issue with finding children's Tylenol, but that's an issue here. We finally were able to find some last night at Costco. My husband got the very last box, which included 3 bottles, so now we're good for a while. He doesn't usually need Tylenol very often, but of course then he got sick and then needed some, which we had some, but then you start to get worried about running out when you can't find it. So we're all good now. But then come next week, we are worried about another possible strike starting tomorrow with the educational support staff. So sounds like the same story as you heard from me 2 weeks ago. So we will see. We will see. It's just getting old. My son did have, I had a parent-teacher meeting on Friday, because it was PD day, and she had nothing but good things to say, and that he's a helper in the class, so that made me feel really good. So, as long as he is a good individual outside of the house, then that is the main thing, right? Right. All right, well, that is 4 minutes of life and not stitching. So let's get to the 2 projects that I worked on, and then we'll look at some finishes. All right, so I pulled out kitty litter from Dimensions. One second. I have my door completely closed because my husband was doing the dishes and he was making a racket. But then Arlo wanted to come in. So I pulled out kitty litter and put 600 more stitches in that. So that is where that's looking. So this is my door open, door close. Now he's biting stuff he shouldn't. Yeah, so this is definitely my oldest piece, which I started before my son was born. And he's 7, so still a good amount of work to do on that. Then my other piece is a Jack Frost tree farm. And I'm trying really hard to finish the top portion, top section, because that will satisfy a whip go goal. Except then I was stitching along and realized that I was off. The top section was off by like 3 stitches. So one of these little X's here, or there should be one more. So, and I figured that out because I was trying to put, there's a tree that goes here and it wasn't quite lining up. So when I figured out something was wrong, then I went down here and counted, because I had, this was obviously done. This block was in like that. Then I counted, nope, this block wasn't gonna fit. So then I started this block just to verify that I was off, and yep, I was off. This cat is so bad. So originally I was going to rip out this middle one here, but then I thought, well, why don't I just, sorry, this is all over the place. Why don't I just rip out this side, and then, oh, look at my poor needle is just like, I'll just put it there so it's dangling. So I ripped out this side and added in a stitch here, like moved everything over, and then again, this is hard to see, just the white in general is hard to see. And then I just added a couple more lines of snow over there. So we are like 3 stitches longer over here on this side. Arlo, stop. Hey, hey. Chewing on the bed. Yeah, so but that's fine. No one's gonna know. That looks fine. That was an easy solution, right? Right. The rest that needs to go in here, I think will be fine, because down here we seem to be short 3 stitches. So it's just putting in this extra tree up here that I just kind of need to be mindful of, and maybe, yeah, just kind of move things over as needed, right? It's a tree, like it doesn't need to be perfect, right? And I would have noticed if things were a bit different, but because I would have noticed earlier that I was off, but my sign is slightly different because I changed it to Jack's Tree Farm instead of Jack Frost Tree Farm. Right, so there we go. I was panicked, but now it's not so bad. I just ended up putting in that extra box, which I wasn't planning on doing last night, to make sure that everything fit. So I'm gonna grab this needle off before. Sorry for bumping there. So that's that saga. All right, let's look at some fully finished ornaments. So I still need to find like ribbon or something to hang them with, but they're very loud down there. All right, so this is what I had finished last week, I believe, yes. Sorry about that. I had a visitor. So I had finished this stitch last week. Obviously I started it in 2020. What was all those that just flew in here? Honestly, this video, for being short, it's very choppy with a lot of interruptions. And now he's leaving again. Okay. So this ornament I finished last week. Obviously I started in 2020 and finished it in 2022. So then I just fully finished it into a hoop. That's just what the back looks like. I just have the snowflake fabric I put on the back. And so I just need to find a string or a ribbon or something to hang on it. Hang it. So this is in a 4-inch hoop. And then I was showing my husband and he's like, oh, you should really change that to 2022. Seriously, cat. Make up your mind, in or out. I'm like, well, it's in the hoop now, so it's not coming out. Perhaps you should have made that suggestion when I showed it to you. Not fully finished. So there's that one. And then this one was the Flosstube ornament. So both of these are from 4 Boys and a Newfoundland Girl, both patterns. This was the Flosstube ornament from designed by Patty Blake, 4 Boys and Newfoundland Girl. That Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts had on her Flosstube last year. And the light, there you go. So I used, this is just a mystery linen. I have no idea. I think it's 28 count. I did it over 2. And it is Leo and Roxy Antique Wedding Dress. And again, this is in a 4-inch hoop. The fabric is Fortnite fabric. And then this is just, it'll just hang as well once I find a hanger or something to hang it with. I will also attach onto the hanger a 2022 charm, as that's when I finish stitching it. I guess I could add a 2022 charm to this one too. I could add it like to the back or something. Then I will know when I finished it. And then Baby Yoda. So I finished him last year, I believe. And this was just a pattern from Pinterest. This is as straight as I could get him in the hoop. This hoop is just one that I found at Goodwill in like or Value Village in like a package of little hoops. But it's like, you have to stretch it over the inside hoop, which was really hard to do because I have the Ada and then I have the other snowflake fabric as well. But yeah, I thought that little red hoop worked well for him. And then just get something to hang him with on the tree. My son really likes him, so. We actually have a blow up Baby Yoda outside with our Christmas decorations. Yeah. So I got those done. So I would have a little bit more to talk about. And I think that's all I have now. Plans moving forward. I believe the 26th is when the road trip group is ending for No New Starts. Whip Warriors will be coming. Work Your Whips. No New Starts. Whip Warriors. Oh, my hair. Will be coming to an end in the middle of December. So that's when I'm going to be able to start some more projects, which I want to figure out what I want to start. Oh, Lori Sykes from My Crazy Life. She has a channel here on YouTube. And you can also follow her on her Instagram. She is going to be starting Sal for Ellen Reed from Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, her new chart for the beginning of January. So I have that slated for my freebie new start for January 1st. Oh, and Stitch with Coffee on Etsy. They are the ones with the cute, they had the cute Christmas ornaments, and Halloween ornaments, and a cute Halloween piece with cats. I'm sure you've seen them, but check them out because now she has a very cute Christmas called Mistletoe Kisses chart, and then she also released some companion cat ornaments, and I bought all the ginger cats. I think there's 4 of them, so I'm hoping to get one of those started as well. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say. So not too terrible. Well, it's still a short video, but not as short as I thought it was going to be. So everyone have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week.